Good evening, everyone. This is Calvin Thomas, and this is SDI-1411, Project 2 or Assignment 2. Okay, and I want to first start things off with the introduction. This week we're introducing loops, and I guess the good way to put it is, your for and while statements, and just trying to get some things uh, working in the code that would repeat over, and then it should return a value, basically, whatever the code is. But anyway, problems I've encountered or things that were harder than expected. Well, for one, I just think the whole course is harder than expected. However, that's the way it is. Coding is not easy. The code is very unforgiving. You make one mistake, the whole thing will not work. I found that out last week. So the difficult thing is just piecing the information. You got this week you have 4 different parts of the code. It looks very daunting, but trying to break it down. But even when I'm breaking it down, it's still very difficult. I can get one of those small piece to work, but then you gotta add the user input and come out with a procedure which doesn't return a value. On paper, it looks really good, but whenever you try to piece everything together, it's a little difficult. Things that I've discovered that were easier than I thought they would be. Probably not much of anything is easier than what I thought it would be. If I wanted to go that route, then I would definitely say the console log would probably be when you're adding the output to you're trying to get an output of the code that you've had so it can display in the browser, and that is probably the easiest thing out of everything, is to get it display the little messages which tells the story. So that's neat within itself. How the activity fits into with or builds upon the lessons that learned previously. Well, you just with JavaScript, basically, you're just learning how complex the code can be, how the curly braces and the parentheses got to be exactly indented right for the code so the code can be read easier and for it to work correctly. One little small mistake again, and then it throws all the code off, and it's very frustrating, especially when you're on a time constraint, when you have a deadline to meet. But that's the world that us coders will live in. We have to meet deadlines, and it's just something that we have to deal with, that added stress. How do you think the lessons learned will help you in future activities and courses? Well, just getting me used to the stringent, I guess the workload, and you're just adding on that we have a repository this week. That's another thing that I got to work on, is try to get the repository working correctly. So that's going to be another little added step. But again, it's just preparing for what it is on the outside, and that much I can appreciate. So that's all that I have for Project 2, and still working on it as we speak. But hopefully it will go well, and I'll get a good report at the end. Well, this is all I have right now. Calvin Thomas signing out. Thanks everyone for looking at my video.